Hello all and welcome back to High Ridge Farm with me, the Walrus. We're here in week 3 of winter and we have an intense need for ginger. That's one of the main reasons that we're working hard today on pottering around like a madman. Once we've completed this, we're going to head on over to Ginger Island and see what we can actually obtain. At the moment, I'm just rejigging some of the storage crates outside the house, which seems like a reasonable use of my time. Because I would like to make sure that I have all of the resources that I need. And some of them I don't need, like all these rings and such. Like, some of them I do kind of want to hold on to, and other ones, like these luck rings, that I can get rid of at some point. However, I've got a few other miscellaneous goodies that are just sort of like popping through in my inventory at the moment. And just, you know, I'm going to figure this nonsense out. So this banana, however, I'm going to put into a separate chest so I don't accidentally end up using it. Because I really need it. Because, unsurprisingly enough, I really want to end up having that damn obelisk, can be called a portal device, so that I can actually teleport to Ginger Island and make my life significantly easier. It's the big main reason of why I want to do this, because I want to get everything done. It needs to happen. It's very important to me. Now, as you can see, I've got the desert obelisk, which is, you know, all well and good. It's just, there are other obelisks that are needed. And as you can see, the joys of the greenhouse, we've still got a few other things growing away. Nothing super difficult at the moment. Again, more bananas would be useful, but none of the starfruit really is ready for harvest today. So it's going to be quite an easy sort of day on its in regards to starfruit. Because starfruit is, again, one of my main exports, and it's the main thing that I use in the farm because, of course, I turn it into wine. And that's its main purpose for me. I could turn it into preserves, but it's not as financially viable comparatively. It makes more money as wine. And that's really all I'm after, is just making as much money as physically possible in the quickest way that I can do so. And starfruit is really where it's at. At the moment, though, I am going to turn a bunch of strawberries into strawberry seeds, because they're also going to be useful come the beginning of the new season. As, of course, I will need a decent quantity of strawberries, because they're a good constant money spinner for me during the spring. There we go. So we will soon see what other gubbins we can actually organise here. I'm not expecting today to be a particularly high value day. Because, yeah, there's an option to make a fair old crack of money, but I don't think it's going to be quite as ridiculous as I'd kind of like it to be. But, again, we will soon see. Because today is a lovely day. And it's still quite early as well. That's the big thing here, is it's still early in the day. We haven't really done much, but that's not a bad thing so far. So let's see, what can we do? Let's try to organise the fridge at the moment. There's a lot of good stuff in there. It just needs a little bit of rejigging, I think. It's probably the easiest way of putting it. Because once I can organise what I've actually got in the fridges more easily, then I'll be able to have better storage and feel more, not like I'll feel more useful, but I'll feel more happy with the fact that I've done all of that. Now, of course, one of the other things I've got to do as well is just make sure I've got all these kegs all organised and make sure that they're all ready to go, because I've got lots and lots of stuff that I need to actually make, and lots of stuff that I want to brew. And most of it is just making sure that I can have enough alcoholic goodies, because that's really all I make here in Stardew Valley, is just lots and lots and lots of booze. hey, it works though. What can I say? Because at the end of the day, I make lots of money from alcohol. And hey, there's lots of, rustic boutique vineyards out in across the world. And having visited a few of them in Germany, it was a while back actually I visited that one. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. And also seeing like the peach trees that grow everywhere, and they're not really used for anything specifically. They're not deliberately planted. They're just there, so they make peach schnapps out of it. Which, hey, peach schnapps. Never going to be upset about a good old dose of peach schnapps, because that is some nice tasty stuff. Righty, so let us travel on through here. So we've got lots of eggs to put into the mayonnaise machines, and just making as much money as possible. The mayonnaise isn't actually like a absurd money spinner, but again, I'm not going to really be too upset about making some extra money and having some extra cash coming in. The animals aren't really my main priority or focus on money spinning, and that's partly because of just the way that my farm is set up. It's not designed for really having... I mean, it's not saying that I can't have an optimal amount of money coming in from the farm animals. It's just that they aren't going to be quite as financially viable because I haven't got the rancher profession. I haven't got the professions that give you more money for animal byproducts. Which, again, not the end of the world. It's just how my farm is set up. I think if I had lots and lots and lots of pigs, because I've seen some stuff recently on one of the subreddits of an absolute wall of pigs, and yeah, then I totally could have a greater amount of money coming in through that, but I don't, because I just don't have the rancher profession, which is again my choice, but not the end of the world. So, one of the things that I do also need to do today is just make sure that I can have everything ready to go, because of course I want to make as much money as possible. As a general rule of thumb, why would I not want to make as much money as possible? And the other thing really is I need to make as much opportunity to gain as much money. I think that's really a big thing though, isn't it? It's just all about the opportunity of money spinning. And Ginger Island is really going to be my biggest one, because Ginger Island's just covered in large quantities of land which I can use to generate large quantities of money. That's kind of my jam really right now, is Ginger Island making me money. But that's literally how that goes. Okay, so what can I get from Clint all sorted in here today? Right, okay, well, let's crack open the treasure trove. Let's see if it's got anything useful. A rusty spur. Great. I mean, I can't remember if I paid for that one or if I just found it. Probably caught it. Ugh. Such a waste. I mean, it definitely feels like an absolute waste. Catching that and being like, oh yeah, I've got a rusty spur from it, because, you know, that's the most valuable thing that I could have got out of the damn thing. Admittedly, what I'm really after for the damn thing is trying to get a hold of the golden mask, because I know it has a chance of dropping from it, along with a chance to... What's the other thing that you can get from it? Yeah, it's the golden mask, and I believe you get... I mean, there's other opportunities to get it in the desert, in artifact spots in the desert, but not all of them are... I mean, they're not that regular, so it's kind of a we will see sort of thing. But for now, I'm going to head over to Ginger Island and get myself ready to roll because, of course, shockingly enough, I want to go and make some bank and make as much, well, grab as much ginger as possible. And the issue with ginger, again, as I've ranted in a previous video, is the fact that it's wild growing. Unlike taro, I have no control over it. So I'm a little bit kicking myself in the teeth for having chosen this one. But at the same time, there wasn't really anything else that was on offer from the mission board. It was, you know, interesting or even remotely plausibly fun. Because that's going to be a big thing, is actually, do I want to do the task that's required of me? Or can I just not be bothered? But either way, I've got trees to cut down, I've got wood to harvest. Looks like those banana trees only need a couple more days to be ready, which is good, because shockingly enough, again, the better they are, the easier this becomes. Now, you can see I've got quite a lot of different plants here. I've got some that are constant growers. They'll give me resources continuously, like the coffee plant and other such like that. And that's like a big aim of mine here, is to have a large quantity of essentially constant growers. So I know I don't use the blueberries very often, but the fact that I have access to them at all times, it means that if I need them, I can get them. And that's really my biggest aim with this, is just being able to have the items that I need and have access to, because I'd rather be able to honestly get what I want from the crops and make it easy on myself trying to get a hold of everything that's kind of needed. So one of the best purchases I ever made there is the what's it called? The Junimo chest, because that thing, allowing me to send items between the multiple chests that I may have, my goodness, does it make my life so much easier. Because yeah, I don't have to worry. It's just done. Out of the way, no issues, done. I have them, I have what I want, everything's easy. And again, that's my life in a nutshell. I want it to be easy and sorted. Unfortunately, needing all this ginger, that's not going to be the case. Oh well. Let's see what other gubbins we can end up with. Hopefully something of use. Okay, well, that's some more ginger. That's nice. But can I get anything else out of it? It's kind of my question, isn't it? Anything else? No? Yes, no, maybe, I don't know. Can you repeat the question? Sorry, I don't know why that's just sort of stuck in my head at the moment. Come on. Well, at least we've got some more bone fragments. They can be useful, I guess. I mean, that's the big thing, is they can be useful for turning into fertilizer. I don't think I need them for much else, but I will hold on to them because they are kind of helpful. Okay, so the night market is now open. Now, this thing that I'm doing at the moment is something I didn't realize. I only accidentally discovered it because I'm not sure whether ginger will respawn and regrow on the same location if it has been hoed. Now, it was by sheer accident that I discovered that by mining on top of said area, do you essentially reset it? Now, I did not know that was the case, and I'm really glad that that is how it functions, because that way I can essentially reset the land and then worry less about it, because I do want as much as I can physically get out of it, and the more ginger I can get, the better it is. Now, I can't remember if there's anything particularly useful that this vendor actually is selling at the moment. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so I should probably head back to Stardew, heading back to Pelican even, because Pelican Town is where we're living and such. we'll head back there from Ginger Island and have a go and visit of the night market, because it could be quite interesting. Again, it's going to be purchasing seeds. That's going to be my main aim on this one. Because, of course, once I purchase those seeds, then, well, I'll be prepared for the next season ahead. And again, that's an easy aim, I feel, just to be ready for the next season and being able to grow things. And if all else fails, I'll just throw them down here, because Ginger Island is fantastically useful for a large quantity of different reasons. Being able to grow any crop at any time does mean that I can really and effectively have much larger quantities of decent crops that I need, which is kind of what I'm after, because I do want a greater quantity of different crops, and it's boiling down to making sure that I can figure out how can I sort out my crop growth so that I can complete my damn cooking quests. I say quests, sorry, my cooking challenges, because of course I want to complete all the cooking tasks. And yeah, they're going to be difficult if I don't figure out how to easily complete them and like grow as many crops as possible. So having the correct crops is kind of what I'm after. The issue really does come from making sure that I do have them all. And that's really what it boils down to, is making sure I've got all the right crops. But I know full well what's going to happen is I'm going to require a big old bunch of different what are they called? Fish. Why did I forget the word for fish? Good lord, I swear my ramblings just mean that I just miss out a bunch of the English language. It's just absolutely ridiculous. All the same, I'm going to pop on down and I'm going to get some more different fish, because it might be useful. I'm going to grab some of those midnight squid and just see, because I'm pretty sure they're useful for, like, I can use them in the same way that I can, I mean, if I can use them in the same way of, as regular squid, then that'll be perfect, because that essentially sorts me out perfectly. I then don't have to worry about anything at all. I've then got the potential of, using those and not having to worry about catching a regular squid, which is a time saver, because I don't want to have to go faffing looking for squid. And I know that you can catch them in the winter. I know that this is the right season to get them, but I'm feeling lazy. If I can have the opportunity of not having to, then yeah, I'm all over for that, thanks. Because I'm never going to lie that I'm a very lazy man. And it does, you know, does have its foibles, being as lazy as I am. It's all about trying to figure out what's the easiest shortcut to the quickest solution, is just how my brain works. I would rather achieve something quickly and lazily than having to actually put effort in. And yeah, I know that's maybe not the most conducive, but it is how my brain works. Because again, I'm very, very, very lazy. Okay, let's sort this bit out then. We have a little bit more fishing to do. And once this is done, then we're pretty much golden for today. I don't know how late I'm going to stay down here. Probably not that late, because I don't really want to risk it. Again, I don't really want to risk it at all, to be very fair, because the issues with having such a large amount of time essentially wasted can just cause me to totally and utterly fail at getting my way back up to the farm. And I've done it enough times before. I've done it enough times on the stream. I know I'm an idiot, and I know I will indeed fail at life and cause myself to fall flat on my face. I've done it enough times. So I do have to be a little bit careful. There are so many times that I've just gone, I really wish I could just reset the clock by just even 20 minutes. Because then I'd be in bed and everything would be fine. And I don't lose money. Don't have Jojo rifling through my pockets. But again, it's why I need the return scepter. Because being able to just teleport back down. Yeah, I really need that. Man, why is it never allowed to be easy? I think that's the finicky fiddle that I've actually currently dealing with at the moment, is being able to get everything sorted. That's the issue. Okay. Right. Well, the Nautilus shell I'm holding on to because I'm going to go take that down to the Sturgeon as they want the Nautilus shell. Which, you know, that's their thing. That's what they're after. And yeah, that's kind of my big thing on that one. But otherwise, is there anything else I can do? I think I can turn that. Oh, I can put that through the bone processor. That's useful. Because that'll mean I will essentially make a bit more money out of it. Because the fertilizer will then allow me to turn that into whatever the hell I feel like turning that fertilizer into, such as trees or, well, whatever gets provided me. I think that's the big answer, isn't it? Do I end up with fertilizer that is going to help me with speed grow? Am I going to get... who knows? But yeah, that's the jam. But we'll do that. We'll get that all sorted. Okay, during the night, Danger Goat gave birth to a baby goat. Oh yeah, new goatee. What should we call it? Wigglebutt, I think. Yeah. Wigglebutt. I love it. Very ridiculous. Very silly. Okay, so we're now going to move into Thursday. Which is our next day in the week. Shockingly enough. Who would have guessed? Because I can do days of the week. And not only in English. Yeah. Because, you know, that's a thing. Having to worry about what are the days of the week, but in other languages. I know I've ranted before where I've just had a brain fart and everything's just come through in German and not in English. Yeah, that was annoying. I think is the easiest way of putting it. Because it does happen occasionally to me. So I do genuinely feel for anyone who is a polyglot. I mean, I know I speak 2 languages, potentially. I mean, I'm learning a third to be, like, properly able to be spoken. But at the same time, like, yeah, I've got a smattering of other languages. Like, I can just about ask a few questions in French. I can introduce myself, and again, let's try that again. I can ask for things in Japanese, but yeah. I'm sure I could end up putting my foot in it absolutely royally with it. But that's just how languages go. So, let's see. Where have we got to do? So, we've got a lot more fertilizers there. That's all lovely. And I guess that's the big question, isn't it? What am I going to do with all of these stocks of things? Because, yeah, I want everything to be organised. I want it all to be neat. I want it to be ready. You know, it's important. Just have everything ready to go. And get all the things we need. Because I want to be able to purchase my way through the rest of the items I want. Such as the ever-important and ever-illustrious Return Scepter, which I keep waffling on about and having never had before. I need it. I need it in my life because, yeah, I want to be able to return home blink of an eye with no effort required. And that's a big thing, I think. Because, yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for general shenaniganry, if I can. And that's my main aim, is, you know, maintain the shenanigans and get my way around the farms and sort myself out. Because again, I want to be able to get my way through the harder parts of this game, which are going to be really getting things like the golden clock, because my goodness, 10 million G. That is going to be a swine to get a hold of. And yes, I've been not easily able to, but I've been able to get a hold of a half decent amount of money currently. And I don't feel that's been too horrific on me so far. Like, the amount of money I've been able to get has obviously been much higher in the last 2 seasons. But I feel like I need to amp it up even further. I want to make as much money as possible because, again, I want to get the Return Scepter, which is 2 million G. I want to be able to get the clock, which is 10 million. And, yeah, that's a lot to have to deal with. When you really boil it down to it, it's maybe a bit more than I probably could easily deal with. I'm trying to think. I mean, I've been slowly generating a large quantity of the fairy dust, though. Now, that I think I can use in addition to my large quantity of, what are they called? The aging kegs. The aging casks, even. Because those I can use to speed produce aged wine. So starfruit wine and ancient fruit wine is a feasible thing for me to make. And that will, I think, help me out quite a lot. Again, the more I can make out of it, the better. Because, again, I just want to be able to make as much money as possible. I think that's perfectly reasonable, right? But I guess if anyone's got any like randomly useful tips for making silly stacks of money, I will always listen. Because again, I know full well, I'm not exactly a gospel like I am Stardew Valley knowledge, because there is no way in heck I am. Plus, I don't even pretend to be, because I know I'm an idiot, and when I play the game, I'm just mucking about. I'm not trying to be a not trying to be boy wonder, look at me, I know how to play the game. So if anyone's got like really good tips, I'll always pay attention to them. And yeah, I have done, because a couple of other commenters have mentioned like things that they've noticed that I'm doing that may not be optimal, or little things that they can assist me with, and I've paid attention, done stuff, changed the way I play it. Just, you know, I want to get this I want to be as capable as possible when it comes to the game. Which I think is perfectly reasonable. Okay, everybody is on their way down to the boat. So I'm assuming that's a lot of people going over to Ginger Island. So, well, I'm going to join them on that. So that lobster's going to be handy, because that I can turn into lobster bisque. Because that's the lovely recipe that I received from Willy, which is good. So let's see where the people go. And let's also see what we can get from them. Okay, so we are heading on up and over then. Let's go back to the Ginger Island. And hopefully we can get some more ginger. Because, you know, like its namesake, it's a very important thing that we need. And gimme, gimme, gimme. Give me all of that ginger, please. That's what we need. So, let's see how well we can actually achieve this. So we've got some bananas. That's good. Let's also see what other things we've got here. Well, hopefully we can get ourselves more ginger. That's really the main aim of the game here. So I'm going to cut down these trees. Hopefully I can get a couple of good coconuts, like some golden ones. That'd be nice, because golden coconuts are very handy, because they give me potential for stuff, I guess. Again, though, I still really need an artifact spot on this damn bit of island, because I need and still very much need, to try to get that last vertebrae bit, but I've just not been able to get it to give me the completion on the skeleton. And it's what I want. I really need it. It's somewhat frustrating that I haven't yet been able to actually obtain it. There's got to be a way around this. One would hope there's a sneaky way around it. And hopefully I can actually get this damn thing. Because perhaps maybe I need to start fishing for it? I know I got one from an artifact spot here, but I haven't seen another artifact spot here in ages. And yeah, well, at least I'm purchasing a couple of things now here from Mr. Key. Now, I wanted a mushroom tree as a primary thing because, you know, mushroom trees, they're really cool. I think they're really exciting and really fun. And I felt that that was a very sensible idea. Whether it is, very different question. Because, yeah, the mushroom tree is kind of a big one. Being able to just generate mushrooms, it's an important one. Now, the thing is that I've had mushrooms just appear and turn into the mushroom trees before in the past. Not always. It's just, it happens. It's not an always thing. It's just a shame that there's no, like, easy way of doing it, I guess. It's probably the easiest way of kind of describing it. There's no, like, guaranteed way of having it happen. But it's not the end of the world. If I can get one, great. But now that I've got the seed, that's all good. Now, I do know that Pierre's shopping list is... Sorry, inventory list. That's a big one. And I do really need to get that one next. As that will allow me to get seeds at any time of the year. Which, that's going to be a fantastic help. Like, no ifs and or buts. That's going to be phenomenally helpful. But how helpful is kind of an interesting question. Okay, so let's see what we can do now. As we have many difficult choices ahead of ourselves. And one of them is getting our way back through somehow to be able to... What's it called? To find all of the damn ginger. I need to do it. It needs to happen. I must find all of the ginger. I need it. I need it to live, man. It's really important. And yeah, that's my kind of foible at the moment, is I need all the damn ginger. I'm not exactly having much in the way of luck trying it. But yeah, okay, I'm getting more than I was expecting, but, you know, any extra is kind of helpful right now. Can I have some? Can I have more? Well, I'm going to try and murder my way through a bunch of the caves here, because there's a good opportunity for me to try to get ginger from these creatures. Plus also dragon's fangs, because they're just, you know, valuable more than anything. It's kind of the other things. What else am I going to get in here? Rocks. Cinder shards as well, because I also need 100 cinder shards, because I want to... what's the one? I want to get these cinder sap shoes. There we go. I can do it. The shoes that you can get from the volcano dwarf, because they're pretty damn good, and they are better than what I physically have right now. I just need the 50 something. Sorry, the 50, 100 flipping dooberies to get it. That's the problem, is that it requires 100 cinder shards, which admittedly I've used most of mine just to upgrade my weapons and to upgrade my tools. I'm also aware that I'm going to end up using a fair few more of them in potentially the upgrades for the Galaxy Soul. I can't remember if the Galaxy Soul upgrades also require the cinder shards as well when you turn your weapon into the bigger or better weapon. So I'm not sure on that one. If that is the case, c'est la vie. I'll live. But, you know, I want to get it done. I want to have the bestest sword, and then I might need to get another selection of them, because I need, well, I would like to have the bestest hammer and the bestest dagger, and, you know, I haven't bought either of those yet, but I know you have to purchase them from, what's his face? From the weapon guys, from the Monster Slayer Guild guys. That's how you get it, if memory serves. I mean, we'll soon see on that one. I mean, I might end up with something vaguely useful. Hopefully. Hopefully is the key word on that one, really. Okay. Well, it's only 8 PM. We're still slicing our way clean through all of this gump. And if we just dispose of some of that, there we go, some cinder shards. The things we need. Things we not desperately need, but the things I would really like to have. Because they're going to make my life easier going forwards. And that's really all I can put it down to, is it's stuff that's going to make my life easier in the long run. Okay, let's see if we've got anything else that we can sort out in here. Well, I need to get myself to floor 5, because then that way I can just easily shortcut my way out of here. Because that's the big thing here, is just being able to leave the volcano quickly enough when time is required to do so. Because I'd like to be able to get out of here quickly and with minimal effort. Once again, because I am lazy. Okay. So, it doesn't look like there's anything particularly fretting at the moment. Like, nothing fret-worthy, I think, is probably a better way of describing it. Nothing that's making me go, ooh, I'm not keen on this. But we'll soon see, because there could very well be something horrifying coming around the corner. I mean, it's not like it's the dangerous mines where everything was just decided that it needed to kill me horribly. And that's another thing, is I don't know whether the mines are still in a dangerous state. I should probably check that. Because I wouldn't mind keeping it in that state so I can earn more of the radioactive ore and radioactive bars. But I still need to kill my way through certain creatures, which thankfully are counted in their more dangerous forms. Because that would be very annoying if they didn't count. So I'm very glad that they do. Righty. Well, it's either Lucky Eel for a bit of speed and some health and some energy. Because, again, very handy. So we've got lots of enemies here that just need to die. Again, they don't hit particularly hard. It's just that the flames do hit harder than you might expect. I think it's probably the easiest way of describing it. They're not impossible to deal with. They're just frustrating, I think, is probably the best way of describing it. They're annoying. But then, there are many things that are. Many, 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 many things that are very annoying. Okay. Roots platter, you say? Is that going to give me anything of like interest? No, I'll just sell a couple of things to him that I don't really need. Because, yeah, I might as well. Anything else that I don't really need? Well, it's probably best if I just head on back to the farm for now and prepare myself ready to head back down to home, really. And see if there's anything else that I need to collect or collate, because there's a few things that would be good to get rid of in my inventory, probably. I don't really want to have so many random things just taking up loads of inventory space here that might be useful at the original farm. So let's just quickly organise that. let's see. What other things can we actually do here? We've got lots of coal, that's fine. Coal is good. Coal is very handy. I'm going to need to use a lot more of it, though. I know I'm going to end up blitzing my way through lots of coal when it comes to producing more of the preserving jars. Because, yeah, I'm going to need it. Because those preserving jars are kind of my main... well, not my main, but a good secondary source of income for me. Because they give me all the pickles and things. So we'll see on that one. Hopefully we can get something good out of that. Let's see. Just reorganize some of these chests. Now, it's going to be cooking things that might be helpful, I think is the next question. Is there anything that I can cook quickly that will allow me a good bit of extra money coming in? Or not money specifically, more just it's get them done so I can actually complete the difficult bits of the cooking that I haven't done yet. Well, let's just fling these in the selling chest for now. Actually, I might hold on to the tropical curry. That might be really useful. Yeah, and the fish stew's an interesting one. Lobster bisque. Yeah, I'll hold on to those for now. Because they might be useful. As the trouble is going, could I use this? Would I potentially find it helpful? Very annoying. Right, so I'm going to make some more of the fairy dust. Again, because I want to be able to mature and age my wines in the casks significantly faster. Because that is going to be a major thing for me, is actually seeing about making that as good as possible. So, let's see where this goes. See what this allows me to do, essentially. That's the big question, is what can I actively do with this madness? Okay. Right. Well, we're coming up to 1 AM now, so I'm going to start my lovely bidding you a fond farewell. So, thank you very much for tuning in. If you have enjoyed, please do like, share, subscribe, comment, because they do genuinely help with the algorithm and all that jazz. But hopefully you've enjoyed, and hopefully I will catch you again the next time the Walrus plays Stardew Valley.